Hello everybody, Ampamine here, coming at you with some more Killing Floor 2. Now I'm doing some more offline solo practice on normal this time because I actually want to try and play the Commando and not die horribly this time. For once, just one time I need it. I need it. Well, I suppose I don't need it, but I know what I mean, and hopefully you know what I mean too, because otherwise this will be a little bit awkward. Although I suppose videos with me are always a little awkward, so I don't know. But when it comes to Commando, the thing is that normal tends to be far too easy, and that hard tends to be far too hard. Because again, everything is perfectly fine up until a flesh pound appears. In hard mode for me, at least. I have the utmost difficulty in dealing with flesh pounds, and I'm not sure if that's something that'll, get much easier with my level, because I'm aware that, that that's part of the... Ooh, hola, hooray! I'm well aware that that's part of the Commando's, weakness, is the big Zeds. They're not meant to be big Zed killers, they're meant to take out the little and medium guys. They're just meant to pop heads of sirens and husks and blips, so that, classes like the Demolitionist and the Sharpshooter can take down the flesh pounds and the Skrakes. But as for the Demolitionist is not in a good spot right now. Honestly, the Firebug is far better at taking out both Skrakes and flesh pounds than the Demolitionist is, and the Sharpshooter isn't in the game yet, so it's likely something that'll, it's going to provide a little bit of a few issues in the meantime. And, as much as I enjoy this game and, where it's going, I'm also playing it now. So I need to get quite a bit more practice in dealing with flesh pounds. I'll probably grab a test map or two. See if there's there's an updated version that I wanted to try that apparently does not give experience anymore when you kill things, which is good because I don't feel like leveling up my perks in such an asinine way. I just want to be able to get some practice in shooting specific Zeds, because it's, again, I am doing perfectly well with everything else on normal mode, Commando. Skrakes I can generally handle. I just need, I need to headshot them repeatedly. It's just the flesh pounds, and having to go through all of these waves just to get the flesh pounds to appear is, it's kind of irritating, to say the least. So, This is one of those times where, there's a problem. It's going to be solved just through the way the game is designed eventually. But again, I'm playing the game now, so I kind of have to learn how to deal with it for better or for worse. Yeah. And that is exactly why I am practicing. Because I would like to try and start playing more Suicidal and Hell on Earth games, but I also am not a huge fan of sucking hard enough to make other people's games measurably worse. I ain't the kind of guy. I don't like purposefully sucking and making everyone's day worse. Does not make me happy. I mean, does not make me produce additional hydrocarbons that are mildly explosive. It just makes me and other people sad, so I ain't big on it.
Controls and upgrade your gear.
Still can't buy a big one. Oh well. Could be worse. I could also be on fire, and then a husk appears.
Final choices, people.
I
on the scope.
Kind of honestly assumed that as soon as I said that, a husk would appear. But hey, whatever. I should start using my AR-15. It's kind of amusing coming back to normal from other difficulties. It's like, wow, there's just so much ammunition laying everywhere.
Hurry up. Zeds are
Oh,
getting
this
closer.
cool stuff. You see, just all of this. I'm actually full up on ammo, and I have not purchased ammo.
Time's up.
That is
Go
kind
kill
of
some
weird
Zeds.
for me. I'm not used to this many ammunition boxes coming in. There are definitely things that I like about the Commando class. I mean, they do what they're designed to do well. It's just at the moment, you know, the immediate moment in terms of game balance, other classes do what they're supposed to do much, much better. And that's... I want everything to be good. This is one of those things where it's like, if I could tripwire, I would I would do it for free. I would just come in and try to rework everything, and rebalance everything, and then work with you guys to make this game super sweet. And I would do it for like $0 money.
I can reopen the trader pod.
If you wanted to pay me for it, that'd be pretty cool, but you wouldn't have to.
Glad
But
to see you made it through.
again, I can understand why balance isn't their #1 priority, but I think that at least it's starting to... The priority, I think, should be bumped up in terms of where it is on the list, because I think that, I mean, they're selling early access, and that means that in one way or another, it means that they're definitely exposing their game to people. And that means that, for better or for worse, people are starting to form their opinions of the game as it is right now. And if they see something that's horribly unbalanced, even if it later becomes balanced, you might be damaging yourself so much that, you know, it's actually going to harm things later on, even though it's perfectly fine comparatively, you know, to what it was during early access. So I don't know, I really hope that they start to at least put in some tweaks
Get back to work.
to either,
More Zeds inbound.
well, to either bring down some of the classes or bring up some of the others. And I think that, again, this is where things like the sharpshooter not being out is going to be a big problem, because the Commando right now seems like a sort of sharpshooter Commando hybrid from the previous games. So I don't know, I'm not really sure where they're trying to go with the Commando. It's one of those things, you know, I can't tell you. I'm not sure myself. But in the interim, I think they do need to at least start doing something before, you know, people start, again, forming their opinions. It's not a good thing, but yeah, people do form their opinions about, you know, how a game is going to turn out on early access, for better or for worse. It's part of the dangers of releasing your game early to people. There are a lot of benefits, but there are also, you know, a lot of downsides that you need to consider. So I hope that either they release the sharpshooter extremely soon, in which case things will be much better, I think, or that they start to beef up the Commando's damage. Now, in my opinion, what they could do as a very simple, you know, a very simple quick fix would be to give the Commando a headshot multiplier, but I also realize that that has problems of its own, since, you know, people might start thinking that that's something inherent in a commander instead of a stopgap measure against there not being a sharpshooter class yet. So I don't know. I want to be able to complete solo mode with the Commando.
It
makes me feel like less of a human being that I can't. Because I've put up videos where, you know, I can just barely not manage to complete Hell on Earth solo with the Firebug. Firebug is in a very good spot right now.
We're almost out of time.
Whereas, you know, not
Make
being
your
able
choices.
to complete a hard mode with the Commando is, you know, I'm not quite sure if that's telling, because again, my Firebug level is much higher than my Commando level is. You know, were my
Hurry
Commando
up.
level
Zeds are
the
getting
same as my
closer.
Firebug level, I would have more hit points, I'd have, you know, better damage, all of that. So,
Port's closed.
it's
Go
not
make a difference.
necessarily comparable yet. Emphasis on
What have
yet,
we here?
but right now it's
subject to tinker with.
it's in a weird
I
spot.
hope you like
It's in a very weird spot. And
Where is it?
again, I think that it would be very easily solved if they gave Commando a headshot multiplier and made it either like a stealth sort of update, or made it clear that it's not something they intend, you know, that they intend on keeping
They
in
invisible?
when the game releases proper. So again, it's one of those things. I don't think there's any good solution to the problem, unfortunately, apart from just straight releasing the other classes. At the very least, the sharpshooter. And also, well, fixing the glaring issues with the demolitionist would also be super great. But the glaring issues with the demolitionist is something I've also discussed in another video. I know I've discussed it in another video. Nope. Please explode. Thank you for exploding. And thank you for exploding with Commando Airlines. I hope that we'll see you again in other waters, or whatever. I can't remember plane lines. I don't travel nearly often enough. I don't really travel at all, honestly. That would involve leaving my home, so it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But yes, I would personally, if it came to like a perfect world, yes, I would prefer that they just release the sharpshooter, period, and bam, problem solved. Barring that, yeah, a headshot multiplier to the Commando would be nice, but also, truthfully, I think that at this point, balance-wise, it would be much better if they just release a sort of halfway finished sharpshooter, and just giving us something that's horribly half-baked, and then finishing it in, you know, iteratively as time goes on, rather than waiting until it's completely and utterly finished. And there it goes. Just because I think that it would do a pretty large amount for just the state of the game and the game's balance. Because everything's kind of messed up right now. After the update with the Firebug and the Demolitionist, because the microwave gun is amazing at everything, even off perk, and when you can combine something like that with, say, a medic, and have the medic just absolutely wreck face. Again, I've actually I've shown videos of me as a medic just obliterating everything with the microwave gun off perk. I think you really got some serious problems that need to be addressed. But I think I can rant more on that later. This is a good place to end this video. Thank you all very much for watching. As always, I appreciate it. This has been me, Ampamine, coming at you with some more Killing for 2. And I will catch all of you on the flip side.